So this is movement for Billionaire Boy for Heartbreak Productions. Just starting off with some basic movement, just has some ideas, a lot to do with mechanical devices. Helicopters, so these are the single movement helicopters. As you can see, our two movement guys there spinning around, their arms being their rotating blades. Obviously the movement can just be done with the head and then leading into arms. So a good way to warm up, perhaps, and it would be useful to have helicopters within the show in a physical sense. So in a minute you'll see why. I mean, again, reactions to helicopters would be useful. Because the helicopter lands on the school playing fields, so the pupils can be pupils at the school, and yeah, being affected by the wind and the noise, and maybe not sure who's on board when he arrives with Joe's school books. So there's potential for some choral movement. Also, just making a helicopter, with a small group that someone can perhaps get into almost. In this situation, we've got Emily in the centre there, who's just acting as kind of the body of the helicopter or a spindle, and the guys are spinning around her. And there's various different options on this. Again, you could probably have more than two people being the blades. It could be 4 blades, or it could be 2 blades with more of extension. So you add extra bodies on to create the extension through the arms. Again, person in the middle can be spinning in the opposite direction. Again, just going with the mechanical theme that appears through motorbike movement. So here's just a bit of playing around with motorbike movement in case we'd like to see the headmaster on his bike. This is kind of one option, just being basically the body of the motorbike. It might be 1 or 2 people, and people could be the arms, or they could just be the seat. Again, we've probably got the actor being the headmaster, so yeah, there's certainly, depending on their age and their experience, some movement to play with. This is just us messing around a little bit, playing as individual motorbike, which can be quite a lot of fun, scooting around, chasing each other, competing. This one is more to do with kind of the motorbike being in the middle. It's not quite right this yet, but you can see where we're going with it. And the 2 movement people are being the wheels, and the person is obviously driving the bike along. So that could be a way of creating it in a different way. Bumfresh Ditty is the main number in the piece. So it's a bit like an advert, really, and dare I say it, something akin to a sanitary towel advert. Anyway, Bumfresh basically, or maybe, well, yeah, as you can see, very lively movement. Bumfresh solves all your problems. Wipe your bottom and away go all your problems. But it's also quite cheeky, as you can see. With a title like Bumfresh, you'd expect that. So quite a lot of bum movement and choreography to do with bums. This is, yeah, a little bit more of a play. Bum, 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 bum is sort of almost the start. And they're doing a little bit of bum. Oh, yeah, and that's unscrolling the toilet roll, smelling the toilet roll, and then all problems gone away. Vitality of life creeps in, and all my problems are solved, like in those insurance adverts. Okay, yeah, very quickly on this one. It's a bullying thing. So the 2 lads run at the school run. They sing this song called Fat, and there's a chorus element where the guys could be taking the mickey out of them in the movement sense. Not much time to chat about that. Here we go. Hey Joe, some dough. Now this is all about telling stories visually. Basically in the song, Hey Joe, some dough, they're scrounging money off Joe, and it's because their grandmother's not very well, so people enact out a little scene with grandmother and scrounging money off her. It moves on to sort of film production, people wanting money to do a film and pretending there's an actress or whatever, and so there's ways of playing with this visually, and yes, let's get the contract signed and come on, give us some money. It moves into other areas in a second. This is just a bit more competitive, like, oh yes, I'm not very well, or I live in a council house, and you've got to give me some money, or you can be my best friend. So they're being a bit like Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, if anyone knows that as a reference, where they're just trying to get money off Joe. So yeah, quite competitively here. Yes, I'm not very well. There's my car. It doesn't work anymore. Yeah, no, go and come visit. Anyway, so you get the gist. Money is what matters. Yes, slightly slower song. And it's all to do with money. So yes, jewels and the way I walk, and maybe shoes and Prada handbags and all of those kind of things. So Sophia in this is obviously the main character, and she just wants lots and lots of attention and lots of money, and nothing else really matters. So yes, behaving a bit like the Queen of England, wanting people to look after her or look up to her. I suppose either would do. So lots of sycophantic people at the parties. They're all paid for anyway, so you could be at the party, the students could be at the party and dancing a little bit, but then also going along with the flow with Sophia. Dinner lady, yes, it's all to do with food, and the dinner lady obviously can't cook for toffee and creates absolutely awful tasting food. So again, we're at school, so it'd be great if the pupils could become some of the school kids in the canteen, and they're trying out the food while the dinner lady is singing, and clearly not enjoying it. So yeah, it's not good. Not good. It sort of turns your stomach and all sorts. Yeah, I think you'd probably want to get rid of it. And so it's that sort of flavours. Now, it obviously become a bit more involved if there's more of you, whether it's 4 at a table or there's 8 at a table, whether it's something simple, whether you're trying to get water down you, or whether you're trying to, and that is it. So you get a sense of some of the flavours. Obviously, you can interpret those and make them even better. So thank you very much for being involved, and catch you very soon.